If I compare my current self and myself from a couple months ago, I would really just see that I am a completely different person. And at some point, I decided to finally start being confident. And that decision comes from a very, very deep state of self-love. I'm going to be sharing with you the steps that you need to take in order to become confident, and also share with you the way I did it and show you from my personal experience how you can do it even shorter and quicker than I did. And after being absolutely tired of sort of hating myself and not being happy and confident within myself, I made that decision. And after making that decision, my life has changed in the best possible ways, because through this confidence that I have gathered and established for myself, I was able to direct that energy towards actually achieving my goals and towards loving myself and loving other people, essentially just being happy in life. Because when you're confident, it basically means that you possess the power within yourself to believe in yourself and know that you can do anything. And confidence and self-love are just the foundation of a good and happy life. But in order to get rid of those insecurities, you need to look at where did they actually come from. And usually it's childhood trauma. The reason that the most people are not able to feel confident is because they don't feel like they're worth it. They feel worthless, and that usually comes from childhood trauma. And trauma doesn't mean just being raped or witnessing a murder or being in a war. You know, of course, being raped or going through a war is going to be like a 10 on a trauma scale. But there's also traumatic experiences that are a little more subtle, and they don't really shine off as bright as those others do, but they still show in life at a very frequent frequency. People then try to cope with that trauma by comparing themselves to others, by trying to prove things to others, you know, doing things that aren't really in their nature. They're not doing things that actually make them happy. And I used to be the same. I still sometimes am the same, if I'm being honest. If I were to describe myself on a scale when it comes to confidence, I would say I'm a solid 8.5. I haven't reached the full 10 out of 10 confidence level yet, but I have become very, very confident. And I used to be like a 4 out of 10 at some point. So just establish that love for yourself, that self-love, and then you will get anywhere. So let's say someone in your family says something bad about you. If you're insecure, you would really just take it personally and you would totally feel bad after that. But if you're confident, you know that you have everything within yourself, and the only opinion that matters is your own opinion. And other people's comments are not going to make you feel worthless and small. And once you've identified those triggers, those things that might have caused you to be insecure and stop you from becoming your best confident version, that's when you can actually start working on it. It's always important before you start working on anything internally, you know, trauma healing, anything, so you first of all even actually understand your trauma. Where does this come from? And again, what I'm saying is that most people just feel worthless internally because their inner child was either abused mentally in a subtle way. I'm not saying like actually abused, but abused in a way that they might have not been paying attention too much to the child, or the parents might have not always told the child that they love them, or there was a parent that was absent. You know, all these kind of things make insecurities. And if you're operating from a state of feeling worthless and feeling small, you are never going to get anywhere. So make it clear for yourself and your inner child especially that you are enough. You are worth it. You can do anything you want. You are free, and you operate from love, not fear. All that should come from a very, very deep state of self-love. There's so many people that disguise their thinking they're better than everyone as confidence, but they're not actually confident. You know, my ex-best friend used to be exactly that way. He always thought he was better than other people, actually. He was just having narcissistic traits, and what he really thought was, I'm confident. No, you're not confident. You just think you're better than everyone. So I want you to understand that real confidence is not about showing anything to other people or thinking you're better than other people. It's all about loving yourself internally and knowing that you don't ever have to prove yourself to anyone. And bitch, stop comparing yourself to others. That will never get you anywhere. And I know that might sound easy. Oh, I'll just stop comparing myself to others. That's not the way it works. You really need to focus on the roots of your trauma and where that actually comes from. I would also suggest looking for a spiritual therapist, not a conventional therapist, they just make things worse, but a spiritual therapist like the Wizard Liz also suggests, and I believe that woman is absolutely amazing. You need to actually get someone who can do this and heal your trauma and work with you on a very, very deep level that is sort of psychosomatic. So it's looking at your body and where your body stores the trauma, because trauma is always stored in the body somewhere. And the way that you can make those confident traits clear for yourself and actually become it is by talking to your inner child. As I've said, Most trauma nowadays just comes from your inner child feeling worthless and small. That's why people feel insecure. This is how you feel when you're insecure, and this is how you feel when you're confident. You see, there's a big gap. And I'm teaching you how to close that gap. One of my favorite methods to make it clear for yourself that you're worth it and develop those confident traits is by writing a letter to yourself and your inner child. Your inner child is a reflection of who you really are, and it's basically just very deeply inside of you. And what you're gonna do is get a clean sheet of paper or open a new document on your computer, laptop, whatever, and write down this letter to your inner child and make those things clear for yourself. There's absolutely no need to prove yourself to others or feel worthless, because you are worth it and you can do anything. You know, just sort of look at your subconscious negative beliefs and transform them into positive beliefs and write that into that letter and read it to yourself every morning and every night. So you have that twice a day, and right after waking up, that's when our subconscious mind is like really fresh, and we just woke up. That's when it's the easiest to alter our subconscious mind. And right before going to bed, that's what you're going to take into your sleep, and during sleeping, through dreams and everything, our body just processes all the information that it's gathered throughout the day. So that's also an amazing way to do that. Basically, you just have to go through an entire spiritual reparenting progress with your inner child. But I think I'm gonna make another video about that. Let me know if you want a video on inner child healing and all that. I think that would be a very long but deep and extremely valuable video. If you know me, my videos are extremely valuable. I just share all my knowledge here and I just help people with it, and that's my mission. Now that you've sort of cleared things out and are aware of your negative beliefs that stop you from being confident, it's time to actually start being confident. So now you need to establish those new beliefs. You gotta become a new version of yourself. You need to stop identifying with your old version who was insecure and quantum jump into that new reality where you are secure and you love yourself. So now again, from a very deep state of self-love, you're gonna write down or at least think about what positive beliefs you want to establish for yourself in order to be confident. Really listen to your intuition on this one and know, like, what do I have to do to be confident? What is my mission in being confident? What is even the reason I want to be confident? Because if you're even scared to admit that you want to be confident, that's also a state of insecurity. Maybe work on that, meditate on that, and look, why am I even afraid to admit that I want to be confident publicly? Something that also really helps with becoming confident is surrounding yourself with other confident people. If you're constantly surrounded by negative people, people that hate themselves, people that are basically just insecure and project their insecurities and their traumatic experiences onto others, you're going to be the exact same, and you probably are the exact same. So for you to change and become that new version that loves themselves and is just confident, you need to step into that reality where you also have other people with it. Work on yourself and you're just going to attract confident people right away. It's pretty easy actually. There's not even a need to manifest or look for friends that are confident. If you're confident yourself, you will get those friends naturally. The universe is just going to be like, here you are, babe. These are the friends that you deserve. So after that long process of becoming confident, you also need to just direct that energy towards something. If you're confident and you don't use your confidence, what is it there for? And by using confidence, I don't mean showing it off to others. Look how confident I am. That's exactly not what confidence is. That's insecurity, trying to prove yourself to others. Real confidence is using this energy towards building a business, for example, towards making YouTube videos, towards helping others, towards establishing something that you want, you know, towards going to the gym, towards just doing something that actually benefits your life and benefits who you are trying to be. I mean, the entire point of confidence is just self-love, and you need to channel your inner self-love for all of this. I know I've said this multiple times, but it's so important for you to know everything is all about self-love. Confidence is basically just a word that describes self-love on a surface level. So all of this to say, after identifying your insecurities, working on them, replacing them with positive beliefs that benefit your confidence, you're just going to feel like a whole brand new person, trust me. I've been through it and I'm still working on it. You need to know that there's no such thing as becoming confident overnight. It is not a get confident quick scheme. That's not the way it works. It's a long process, and healing as well. It's just something that goes on your entire life. You're never going to stop healing. You're never going to stop becoming more and more confident. It's all about the actions that you take and the thoughts that you think. So yeah, you can do this. I believe in you. Take your actions according to your confidence. And I know even if you sort of hate yourself or are insecure, there's still that little sense of confidence and self-love within yourself that you need to channel and make bigger. And when that self-love is so big, it's just going to overfill that tub of negativity and insecurity, and there's no need for you to be insecure anymore. That's just the way it works. It's pretty simple, but not easy. Remember, it's a process. It's gonna take you some time, but it's amazing and it's totally worth it. Just the way that you are worth it, and you can do anything you want. I did it, you can do it, everyone can do it.